This is my very first time ever using my entire glitter box. I have used some colors, but I haven't used them all. And I decided, what better way than a Milky Way? I'm in such a good mood, guys, and I just really want to share with you all the amazing things. Okay, so I want to show you every single glitter one by one, and we're going to use all 4 of them today. This is Marlena. Marlena's very laid back. She likes to read. She likes to go for long walks on the beach. Next, we have La Baddie. And just like she sounds, she's a baddie. She likes to eat tacos. She likes to craft. She likes to do ratchet shit with her friends. And she likes to start fights at bars. That's just what she does for fun. And then over here, we're going to introduce Luna. Luna is very quiet, very shy, but she does want people to know that she's a force to be reckoned with. And last but surely not least, we've got Jenny. And Jenny is a sweet, beautiful, precious angel. Look at that glitter. So freaking pretty. Oh, guys, this is my box. I can't believe it's my box. I am going to be using Helios for my Milky Way. And the reason I want to use Helios is because even after it dries, it stays completely tacky. So that makes it so that I have plenty of time to do my Milky Way swirls without the glue drying on me. And so that's why I like to use this one. You probably could do the exact same thing with Tack-It. Tack-It's a little bit more affordable, and even when it dries, it stays tacky, so you don't have to rush. Or you could always apply your glitter epoxy method, whatever tickles your pickle. I film inside my house, so I don't like to use epoxy in here because it's toxic, like my mother-in-law. Oh my God, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna smother, lather, smudge all of our glue all over our tumbler. And then I'm going to come back and slowly start drizzling the ladies on top of this. You don't need to watch this boring part. Hold up. I'll be right back. We're going to start with La Baddie. Look how pretty it is. I hope that when you guys receive your box in the mail, I hope that you love it. I hope you love the glitter, like just as much in person as you've loved it in the videos I have showed you and the little sneak peeks I've showed you. Whenever you do Milky Ways, the ticket is to kind of put your glitter in a swirl pattern. Guys, look at this pink. It's to die for. I don't even have a pink base, and it's still so vibrant. Oh my gosh. Now, I am filming this voiceover Saturday morning, and I can happily tell you that the Baddie box sold out last night in 5. Honestly, it was pretty much 4 minutes. But you know, I knew that you guys would support me. I knew the box would sell, but I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, did not think you guys were going to sell it out that fast. I thought maybe it would take a few days for all the boxes to be gone, but when in 4 minutes they were all gone, I could not believe it. So I want to thank you guys all so freaking much. It means everything to me. Jenny and I were so freaking happy this morning putting all of the labels on them. You guys just have no idea how much it means to me and my family. Okay, so let me clear my throat. I've got a loogie stuck in there this morning. I do just want to let you guys know that I do have another box coming in January. I don't have a date yet. We're still working on it, but I want to open up box subscriptions so that you never have to worry about rushing to purchase your box before it's gone. Every single month, your box is secured and you don't have to worry about it. And you're never going to miss out on all the cool different things we'll be doing with our boxes. So definitely follow me on social media so that you can keep up with any updates or I don't know, come to my house? I don't know. Okay, this is Jenny. The one I'm using right now is Jenny. This is the most beautiful glitter I've ever used in my life. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even telling you that because it's my glitter. Like truly, genuinely. When I mixed this, I was like, what did I just do? What did I just uncover? I just can't wait for you guys to see that one in person. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with Marlena, and I'm just going to kind of shimmy, shimmy, sha, shimmy, shoo, shimmy, shay. I'm just going to squeeze this color in there. Look how pretty it is. Oh my goodness. Guys, it's so surreal. I'm having a surreal moment right now. Like, to be using my own glitters. Like, what is my life right now? Those are my glitters. What? I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh. Mixing glitter is so fun. I cannot wait to do like more and more and more. I have so many ideas. It's just, it's fun. Okay, sorry. I'll shut up now. So I went in with Marlena, and of course, the last one that we have to use is Luna. And Luna is very shy and quiet, but she's definitely one to be reckoned with. She is beautiful. She is a chunky mix, and she's kind of like an iridescent opal rainbow unicorn. I just don't know. She's just beautiful. She reflects all the colors around her, and she's just gorgeous. And here she is, all done. I'm obsessed with her, and I'm gonna go outside and seal her with sealer. And then I did 40 mLs of epoxy to get a nice and smooth coverage. I do want to let you know that I did do 2 full coats of epoxy over it before I came in with my swirls. And that's important for you to know, because you want to make sure you have a smooth surface before you go in with your Milky Way swirls. So what you see me applying now is my 3rd coat. Now I'm doing like, I want to say about 20 mLs on it, because I want to have like a nice, like generous coat, but not super, super thick. Because when I go in there with my Milky Way swirls, if my base coat is super thick, my swirls are going to move everywhere and it's going to turn into a mess. If you like that look, you can definitely do that, but I want to keep my Milky Way swirls at an angle. So I went ahead and applied 20 mLs, and then I let it sit for about 5 minutes while I got my swirl mixtures ready. Because if you let the epoxy sit and get a little thick, you get an even nicer finish with your swirls if you just wait a little bit and not apply them right away, because then the epoxy moves a little bit less, right? When you wait those 5 to 10 minutes, it gives your epoxy a little bit of time to kind of start hardening, not completely because we're not using fast set, but just gets a little bit thicker, and then you have a little bit more control over your swirls staying where you want them. Ended up doing 3 different colors. So if you look to the bottom right hand side of the screen, I've got little medicine cups, and I am putting a little bit of epoxy in each one of them because I'm going to add acrylic paint and mica powder to them, and they are what I'm going to end up using for my swirls. And then before my epoxy gets, cured or unmanageable, I'm going to go ahead and coat these other 2 tumblers, and I'll be right back because these are not part of the tutorial. Hee hee. For the next part, I'm going to take the acrylic paint colors that I want my swirls to be, and I'm just going to put a little bit in each little container of epoxy to color that. Now, I think that the paint I used for my neon pink was a little bit too cheap, because when I mixed it into the epoxy, after a while it started to clump up, and definitely it was like a super duper duper cheap acrylic from Hobby Lobby. So sometimes it's amazing to find super affordable products, but sometimes you do get what you pay for. So just be courteous or cautious of that when you guys are shopping around for acrylic paints. Anyway, and I'm telling you that because the light pink acrylic paint was a little bit better quality, and that did not happen to that epoxy that had the light pink. It only started clumping up with the neon pink. So that's why I'm telling you that I think it was because it was a very like cheapy one. Anywhoodly, we're going to move right along. Now, I recommend using these little silicone pencils. They're like silicone tip pencils to apply your swirls. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like I had a little bit more control of where I wanted the swirls to go versus using my fat sausage finger to spread the epoxy where I wanted it. Another amazing thing about using this little epoxy or like a silicone tip pen is because in between colors, all I did was take my paper towel and wipe the epoxy off of it and then dip it right into the next color. And because they're silicone tip, the epoxy is not going to ruin it. You could keep using this forever and ever. And after the epoxy hardens, you just peel it right off. So here you see me starting in with my lighter pink, and I'm kind of just putting it in the areas that I want, just kind of spreading it out. And because my epoxy is already kind of thickened a little bit while I was mixing everything and getting ready, so my swirls are kind of staying where I put them, which is what you want. If you do a super thick base of glitter, on your tumbler and then you go right in with your swirls, it's going to start moving a little too much and your swirls won't hold the shape that you want them to. They'll just kind of go everywhere, which is fine. That's a beautiful look. I'm just saying in this case, the way I want my swirls, I really liked that I waited for my epoxy to start hardening just a teeny bit. All right, so now I'm going into my neon pink. The neon pink really did it. Like, it just is absolutely beautiful. Like I mentioned before, I'm only sad that it started to clump up after a while. I hated that so much, but I love the neon pink on here. I love it. And I do want to let you know that they sell these little silicone tip pens and pencils on Amazon. And they have lots of different tips, lots of different amazing things that you can do. And I just love it so much because they last you a very long time. You can use popsicle sticks, of course, but then it's only one use and then you throw them away after every time. But you can never go wrong with something that is reusable and you can just keep using over and over. All right, so this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just kind of adding my swirls where I want them. Now I'm going in with that really pretty white. And like I mentioned before, my swirls are staying in place, which is amazing. But, you know, you are welcome to use your finger to spread these around if you want them to. I'm just kind of taking my time and putting them where I want. After this, I'm going to go in with my heat gun and pop my bubbles. I didn't want to go too crazy with this design, so I ended up just putting a really, simple baddie decal on it, but I am obsessed. This is also a very special cup because it's officially the first cup I've ever made using my own glitters completely. I do also want to let you know that that cup to the right of me is that glitter on there is Jenny, but that went over a stainless steel base. So that is why it looks a tiny bit different. And I am dying to experiment with that specific glitter over a black base. I think it's going to look really beautiful. I went ahead and popped my bubbles and added a little bit of heat just to kind of get this, just to get a little bit of movement. And I watched it for a moment. Like I mentioned earlier, I noticed that the neon pink was clumping up a little bit because of the acrylic paint. So what I decided to do was use my fat booger picking finger and kind of help guide those and smooth those out a little bit. This is usually how this is actually how I used to do my Milky Ways, with my finger like this. So the best tip I can give you is make sure that every single time you rub the tumbler like that, make sure you come back to the paper towel and wipe the excess off on the paper towel and then continue to guide your swirls. That's about it. I let this spin overnight. I decided to add a baddie decal and then sealed it with 30 mLs of epoxy. And I'm about to show you the end result. I'm obsessed with it. The glitters look even more beautiful under epoxy. Not to mention I'm using Jessica Flynn's new epoxy, which don't even take my word for it because I know you guys know she's my friend, but I swear her epoxy is the best I have ever come across. And it speaks for itself. So give it a try. Don't even take my word for it. Develop your own opinion about it. But I promise you, you've never used a better epoxy. It's incredible. Here's the final product. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of the Milky Way and my glitters. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. And I'll see you next Saturday. Besitos.